Hey guys, this is Heim Time. We are looking at our next project, I think. We've got an old Murray Go Kart with a 6 horsepower Tecumseh. Been sitting in the weeds. I'm getting ready to give it a little power wash. Clean it up. Some tires got air in them, some of them are just about off the rim. Like I said, it's just been sitting. Needs a little TLC. I haven't ever really messed with Tecumseh engines before. They don't look terrible. We'll see what we can figure out here. I'm gonna give it a little power wash and get all the crud off of it I can. And I guess we'll get started on it. Hey, we're back. Gave this thing a little bit of a power wash. I've got two tires that are stayed aired up. This one was flat, but I got it to reseat and air up. I cleaned out most of the junk inside of it. I've got one back tire here that I worked on trying to get it to reseat, and I haven't been able to do it. I've tried ratchet strapping it, tried a little bit of starter fluid. I took it off the rim, cleaned it out, just waiting to see what I'm gonna have to do. Took the breather off. It don't look good here. Kind of nasty in there. I think I'm gonna pull the carburetor maybe, clean out the gas tank. The carburetor breather, pretty nasty. And the little piece in there is kind of eat up. But we'll worry about that later. So yeah, I'm just gonna see about getting that carburetor off. It's an old, don't look like it has a choke, it just has the old little pump there. But I'll see if I can get that off and we'll go from there. Oh, by the way, it doesn't have very good compression. You can pull it that easy. I think I'm gonna pull the spark plug out. It's been sitting a long time. I think I'll pull the spark plug out, throw some penetrating oil down in there and let it set. Maybe it's just the rings that are froze up and not getting good compression, but I'll probably do that first. That's the right way. Yeah. Got my table too high. That ought to be enough. Let that sit. See if it frees up anything. Alright, we'll see if we can get this carburetor loose here. Find somewhere to put all these. This little screw or nut, bolt, it takes a little 1/4 inch. Either a 6 or 7 millimeter fitted. I figured all these Go Karts were just 100% metric. I didn't know. Got that out. We can clean that all up now. Got to get those little nuts off the carburetor. Looks like you need a 3/8 and a number 16. If I can get to that back one now. Well, that'll be fine. I'm gonna take this guard off so I can get to everything easier. I don't know what size those are. Those are bigger. These bottom bolts are 1/2 inch down here. Tight enough. How all that works. Probably stand to be cleaned up. I don't think there's any good way to get you in here where I gotta get that. I still gotta get that other bolt out of the other side of that carburetor. Still gotta get. I wonder if there's any gas in this thing. Oh yeah, that's some good looking gas line there. Definitely gonna need a new gas line. I guess that's the gas line. Nothing else. Oh, maybe this is the gas line. Maybe that's the goes to the head, looks like maybe. Still have to get a new one. Well, I got in there to try to see if I could get a wrench on it, and the dadgum thing's loose as a goose. Look, there used to be a, or there still is a clamp, or is it, I don't know, it ain't much of a clamp back there. Half of a clamp. Yeah, it's like, seemed like it broke off, broke in half or something. And there is a little gas in there, or water or something. Get something to drain that in. It'll be too tall. I just want to see what it looks like. Golly. Smells like cheap liquor. Dadgum. Had it started. Let me get a flat screwdriver in there. Sometimes you can get the old screw. There we go. It's gonna have to run out, so I'll catch some of it. Yeah, it smells like an old damned nasty liquor. And it's gonna be too much. If I can clog it up somewhat. got it all out. As you can see, it's some pretty nasty looking stuff. Turn on the flashlight. Yeah, there's some pretty good looking stuff in that. Gas, water, and floaties. Let's take a look at this carburetor. We got it off. Pretty nasty in there. Throttle pretty stuck. Let's look and see what's inside the bowl. Wow. Beautiful. Man, oh man. Feels spent. Oh, it's freed up a little. It's either freed up or pulled apart there. Let me get a little brush. We'll see what we can do with this thing. Man, oh man. Might be a good time to invest in a sonic cleaner. I've got an old one that I haven't finished for storing yet, but see if I can get them float pins out of there. Let me find my needle nose. Don't want to come out. Oh man. What I need. Take this off and get it out of the way. Don't feel like it's damaged or anything. I might be able to clean that up. Ripping. I don't think the needle's going up and down in there. Gotta get the float off here. Let's see. Man, that thing's stuck. See if I can get a little something to give it a little tap tap. Let's get a little lubricant. I think it's moving. Alright. See if we can coax it out of there. Ugh. No, it don't want to come out yet. Was it moving? Yeah, it's moving. We'll try it. See if we can get it to come this way. There it comes. Almost. What's the thing on there? Oh man. Can I get my screwdriver in there and free that needle up? Okay, maybe I did. There it is. Oh, there's the needle out of matter what kind of shape it's in. Don't look too bad. Set that out of the way. And you can probably hear it raining in the background, so it's one of those days. Seems like all the time. I think I'm gonna see if I can get that jet out of there. I don't see any. You know, normally those have like a little to screw them out, screw them in. Why don't I see anything to do that with? I'm gonna take this over to the parts washer, clean it up a little bit better, and get my magnifying glass out and see why I can't see any place to unscrew that. We'll be back. Well, I've got this thing cleaned out as good as I can clean it with a brush and wire brush, and still looks like crap. But I don't think there's anything loose in here anymore. I got the little bottom nut bolt working both through it. I didn't try to take the jet out yet. I may still try, but it just don't look like it's got a place to get a hold of it with a screwdriver. But I did blow air through it and it blows okay, and then I put air through this one. This is your gas in right here, and it comes in this little hole here. This is your gas into the carburetor, and it comes out that little hole right inside there, and it blows through just fine. So I'm going to try to put the float back on and make sure it's working. Let's see if I can do this. I never did get a good look at that needle, see if it was in there. Looks all right. We'll see if it holds air, it stops me from blowing through it when we put it back in. Let's see. Okay, I think I got it. See if it's in there. in just as hard as it came out. Look, make sure it's all in there right. Looks like it is. Don't want to go through that. I think it's in there. Okay. Let me set you up and I'll show you how you test this. Alright, when you get this needle and float all back together, your gas comes in this hole with your hose, and when this floats down, gas fills up the float. When the gas gets full, this float rises, and there's that little needle we had trouble getting back in there, stops the gas flow, so it keeps it from flooding. So if it's down, you should be able to blow through it. And it does. And if you push it up, it's working. Go put it back together. The little seal that goes back on here is pretty brittle. I was going to clean it up a little bit, but I'm afraid I go to cleaning on it, I may break it. So I'm going to just try to put it back on there. And if it leaks, I'll worry about it. And come on. Looks like it's back on there. Alright. We'll put our float back on. Now if you look in the bottom of that float bowl, you see a raised area and a lowered area. The lowered area has to go straight across from where your float goes up and down. So my float connects back here. So I want this side to be the low side. That looks like that'll be it. Put our bottom bolt back in. And now that is ready to go back on. Got to put my little wire back on here. But first, I'm going to clean out the gas tank to make sure there ain't no more junk getting down into the carburetor. So we'll get set up and we'll do that. Basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to blow air down into the tank, and it's going to come, what's in there is going to come squirting out this hose down here. If I have to, I'll put some more gas in there, but it's a plastic tank, so it shouldn't have no rust in it. So I'll blow that out and we'll see what it does. Stinks. Still a lot of water and shit. Yeah, this probably ain't the smartest thing with a gas tank, but this is just an old plastic gas tank. I'm throwing some heat down in there just to make sure I get any moisture in there evaporated. I'm gonna keep doing that and get it good and warm, and we'll be back. I had this hose right here was all dry rotted. This is just your hose that goes from the top of the carburetor to your what's that called? Oh, your valve cover, and it comes in down here. And I'm just gonna have to cut it to length and then hook it back up to the carburetor. So that's what we're gonna do now. Is get the old carburetor put back in, I guess. Okay, I'm putting the carburetor back on, and I already went ahead and cut my hose down here and hooked my fuel hose back up, and I'm ready to put this thing back together. All right, I'll get this all fastened down, and I'll bring you back and we'll put that other piece back on here. All right, I haven't put all this back on yet, but I can't hardly stand myself, so I'm gonna put some gas in it. We're gonna see if it fires up. Probably enough.
Yeah, that crap's like gold now.
Huh?
That gas is like gold now.
Oh, got a pretty bad leak in there somewhere. Either flooding, leaking, or tighten this. Let me get this down here so you can see the old leak. See it dripping there under the carburetor. You know, my bowl don't look straight. Hopefully that's just the problem. Try to retighten the old bowl up. Stuff coming out of it again. What in the world? Maybe that float was stuck. Let's see if that. It's either stopped or it's out of gas. But I think we put more than that in it.
What's it leaking out of this side for?
Huh?
Oh, it's running all the way out front.
Yeah. I don't think it's all the way stopped. Alright, clean up my gas mess. Now I'm gonna clean up my mess and we'll come back. Pretty much got it stopped leaking for now. I'm gonna turn it over a few times just to see what it does. There's an on switch right here, I think. crank, baby. And it spit out all kinds of acorns and everything. Again. Maybe flooding. Rope gonna have to be right there. Oh no, it's gonna run.
Yeah.
Just stand there and give it throttle, see what it does. Yeah. Give it full throttle for a second. Let's see if I can see that. Hang on a second. I'm looking inside in there and I can see it. Go give it full throttle.
Yeah.
Let off. It ain't doing nothing inside the carburetor. See that little flapper? Oops. Oh.
Maybe
All right, give it full throttle now. See if it moves it.
might get a.
Yeah, it opens it up. All right. I'm gonna let off of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it again. We got it. It wants to run. Or I've got the fuel crimped off now, but it tries to start. I don't think it's getting good enough fuel, so I'm gonna crimp off the fuel. We're gonna pull that bowl off there. Alright, we're gonna see if we can get that bowl off of that. Maybe we can find out where it was leaking to. What year was that for?
2001.
Yeah, I want one that's newer that has reverse. I think in 2005 or somewhere around in there they.
Well, this one's gonna need motor work.
I'm gonna uncrimp that. We'll see if I guess we'll just spill a little gasoline. Sticking. Should fall back down. See how the float's staying up? Should come down, go up, come down, go up. It's coming up and sticking. Oh, it went down that time. It's coming all the way out. It's stuck right now. I guess I didn't do a good enough job cleaning it up. As soon as the gas level gets low enough, it should kick back on, which it's doing, but it's sticking up. Now it ain't. Oh, now it is.
We'll try some carb soap or substitute glass.
I don't know. I'm gonna crimp it off again here. Make sure. Is it not crimped off good enough? Should stop running here in a second. think that thing's crimping it off enough. Staying running. Can't get it open wide enough. Oh, too much.
So you want to crimp your line too.
Yeah, let's see if it stops it there. Shit, am I crimping the wrong one? Yes. Damn man, no wonder it ain't working. I'm crimping the vacuum.
Well,
Yeah, pay no attention to the last 2 minutes of me trying to crimp the old vacuum line. Why is this? Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it don't. I don't think it'll stick once it's running, because just the vibration of the engine keeps it from sticking. I think it'll be all right. We'll put it back together and see. I mean, if I get it running and it's working all right, I don't mind putting a little money into it.
well, you said the bowl looked crooked, so maybe that had something to do with it.
You what?
You said the bowl looked crooked.
Yeah, I don't know that it still ain't a little crooked, but well, the gas is back on. It ain't leaking yet. All right, we're gonna throw this the intake filter holder and everything back on there. And I gotta have a gasket. Put my gasket back on here. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let me still gotta clean up this mess. Look at that thing. Probably supposed to buy a new one, but I'm gonna clean it out. I'm gonna clean it out and we'll be back. Got the breather back on. I'm gonna try to give it the old start, see what it runs like with the breather on it. They probably don't like all that old cleaner in that filter. Gotta be that breather. They don't like that breather. I can let her go around that breather by just loosening it up, I think. Let's see if that's the culprit. I think it's getting red. I think it's working kinks out or something, man.
Yeah. You're right though, it didn't rev up, it didn't spin out.
No, it's made for kids. You have to do away with it. You have to take that governor off of there.
Get it off there.
Well, everywhere. First trial run. Let's see what it does.
First trial run. Oh, not good off the first. Well, we'll get back to you.
Cancel that. Try number 2.
Try number
Got the
2.
belt, or got the pull rope back in.
Pull rope hopefully stays in this time. She is started. Ready to rock. Here we go. He's in the seat. You're gonna see right here. Here we go. We're cooking now. We are cooking down the road. All right, brake check. Oh yes, indeed. Up the hill, down the hill. Oh! It was wet. Oh! Oh! Fancy dancy. That is one heck of a ride. What do you think?
I think we could turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's the next day. I didn't really finish up the video. I started editing last night. It's really long. Try to shorten it up some, but we got this thing riding and going, and did some test drives, and we ate up the belt. So I got a new belt ordered. Since I know it's running and stuff, I went ahead and ordered a new carburetor, breather, or air filter, stuff like that. New spark plug. I guess we'll call that the end of the video, even though it's long. And sorry about all the road noise and stuff. I know after editing the video, it's like stuff that I don't even notice. Cars driving by, they sound like a major thing in the video, but that's just part of living on the street here. So, and I don't have air conditioning in my garage, so I'm not going to, sit in here and burn up completely. So I guess we'll just have to live with it. So anyway, that's the end of the part 1, I guess, and we got it going, seeing that it's got potential, ordered some parts, and in the next video I'm going to start cleaning up these rollers. These things really need to be smooth. I'm going to take them off and clean up the clutch. And alright guys, we'll catch you in the next video. If you liked it, please subscribe. If you give me a thumbs up, that'd be helpful. Have a good one.